Today I want to talk about qualia, what it is, like a definition of it, some examples, and why I'm talking about this. I'm Garnet, the Inquisitive Veteran, and let's get started. So what is qualia? Qualia is the subjective conscious experience that all of us have. And that may not make much sense. You're going, Garnet, what is qualia? Like, that doesn't mean much to me. Here's a perfect example. See this? We see this as red. Correct? So, for all we know, this is an objective way of looking at it. But that's not really true. So I could break it down and say red is a certain wavelength of light, and it's from this range to this range, and when it bounces off an object and comes back, when it bounces off an object, comes back and hits you in the eye, your brain interprets it as red. But we kind of run into a problem with that. I see it as red, you see it as red. But if I were to look from your perspective, it may look like this sort of burnt orange color, or gray, if I'm colorblind. Sorry if you're colorblind and you're watching this and you don't know what red is. They have a cool pair of glasses that you can buy now. Rather expensive, and the science behind it was really cool. I suggest going and looking those up. They're amazing. They're amazing glasses. But I digress. So it's your subjective experience on anything. Like, when I got my finger smashed, it hurt like hell. It is the worst pain I've ever had in my life. But I know somebody else who's had a similar injury. They had their hand crushed, and they have had worse pain in their life than that. It's all about your subjective experience. Now, that's kind of an important thing when you want to talk about social issues, because either you're on the right or to the left, and you have what you experience and you use that to interpret the world, and that helps push a narrative. You may not realize it, but your subjective experience kind of controls how you view everything. So something as simple as whether or not, the current president is good or crap, that's how you view the world, is shaping your opinion. And it can also be driven slightly by social issues, because, like, the whole misinterpretation of, liberals need safe space and they're special little snowflakes. Well, everyone has a safe space. And see, that's where qualia comes in. If I view the world and I see something and I go, that's wrong, is there an objective way to look at that? There are a few things that I believe that are objective. You shouldn't hurt other people, like other sentient and sapient beings. Like murder them, bring them physical harm, deprive them of their hierarchy of needs. Those are very important things. But other than that, how do you tell if something is wrong? Is it all based on your subjective experience? And it controls everything. Like if you get upset over something, a certain word or a certain action. So everything's driven by your subjective experience. I mean, me personally, if you have watched some of my other videos, you may have caught the fact that I am an atheist. I don't believe. I haven't had a subjective experience that's strong enough to make me believe that there is a higher power. I'm looking for objective evidence of that. And if you have had a subjective experience, I can't put you down for that, because that is your experience. Just like you can't put me down for the fact that I haven't had one. We can discuss it all day, and that's why I started this channel, is to help motivate and create discussion, because I believe that helps bring the world to a more balanced area instead of getting into an echo chamber. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because, like I said, social issues, and it helps, if you know what qualia is, it helps you see things from another person's point of view. You can be empathetic towards them. If you're aware of qualia in and of itself, that your subjective experience helps drive your world. Perfect example, I had a friend who discounted what I believed in a certain incident, and I'll be talking about this later, because she felt I didn't have a relevant experience to that situation, but she doesn't know what I know. And that's the biting edge of qualia. My experience and your experience will never be the same, and you don't know what I know, and I don't know what you know. So if we can sit down and have a level-headed conversation using our subjective experiences, we can come to a conclusion that will benefit both of us. And if everyone did that, that would make the world a much better place, in my opinion. But I think most people would agree with me. If we could come to a conclusion on certain social issues, pretty much any social issue actually, we could get our world moving in a direction that we want to move in. But that's all I have to say. If you have any cool examples or stories that you want to share about times that you now realize were qualia, that you're like, that's kind of cool, share them in the comments below. I always read them, the couple that I've had so far. I'm looking forward to more of them. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe up above or down below, depending on what device you're using. And like I've said in earlier videos, when I get to 15 subscribers, and I'm one away, I'm going to tell the story about the time I blew off my eyebrows. Great story. It's hilarious. You'll love it. But that's all I have for today. I'm Garnet, the Inquisitive Veteran, poppin' smoke.